Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Old World. So we are in the second video here. We have two cities and we are expanding a little bit towards the northeast, where we have just claimed a city site from the Gauls. Hopefully there are not too many more of them, but there probably are. Oh, I see another city site down here. I'm not entirely sure what revealed that, but I'm definitely going to want to claim it. Now we are making a warrior, so we can send him over. And in the last episode I said that we were making a settler here, which is wrong. We are doing a festival. So unfortunately we are not getting a settler anytime soon. But for now we are done with this turn, so let's go ahead and end this year. Now so far we have made it to the age of 40, which is great. Now we got salt over here, but we actually have two more salts over here, which is actually really interesting. We could... we need more food, and we definitely still need more iron. Could we? Yeah, we can get 9 iron over here. So let's go ahead and make a mine over here. It gets us plus 40 wood, by the way, because we just cut a forest to make space for this mine. And it also costs 20 wood to make, so essentially we just gained 20 wood. So that's interesting. Alright, so these guys are going to go ahead and heal up this turn, because they normally cannot do this, but with King Leonidas they have this ability. So let's keep them at full health. And these guys are going to go ahead and explore a little bit. Now we have barbarians over here, and these barbarians, essentially they will always attack us. So let's go ahead and move over here. We can attack them at -4. I'm not sure how many hit points we have. They're probably going to hit back pretty hard. But let's see if we cannot clear them out, because that would be really good. And then with our scout we're going to do a little bit more exploration. We found the Mediterranean Sea, and that gives us another +2 legitimacy. So that's really nice. One more move and we are out of orders. And we are up to 40 legitimacy. Now we have become the ambitious. A cognomen is an acquired title that increases the legitimacy of the leader, such as the invincible, the wise, the great. New cognomens are acquired when the specific stats associated with that cognomen cross the necessary threshold. For example, one becomes the wise by discovering a great number of technologies. Right, so right now we're only the ambitious, which doesn't really mean anything, I think. Courtiers added two, I guess. We added 2 courtiers and that made us the ambitious. Alright, sure. Now we don't have a spouse, so that is something we could try to fix on the next turn as well. I'm not entirely sure where to find the woman that we were in love with. Audata, I think. So let's see. In love with Audata, yes. Alright, so we can try to influence her. Or try to, yeah, I think influence her maybe. But that costs orders. So let's go ahead and end this turn. I guess we cannot directly ask her to marry. Right, the Kypselids have been graced by the poetess Sappho, traveling in exile after her family became embroiled in a violent political scandal. Where is she from? The family brings Sappho to perform at the palace, and you listen entranced as she weaves a hymn to Aphrodite, asking for the goddess's favor in her pursuit of another woman. The poem is unlike any the court has heard, subtly subverting the structure and language of both epic poems and religious hymns to speak of love. Sappho's lyrics are already becoming renowned, unrivaled whether speaking of the gods or of mortal desires. Alright, so we can say invite Sappho to spend her exile living in our court instead, but the Kypselid will not be happy with that, but she will become a court minister. Or let the poetess continue her tour of Kypselid cities, and Kypselid cities gain a weak culture. Or if they are weak, gain weak develop. Oh, okay, so if they are developing they would get 60 culture, if they are weak they would get 30 and so on. We don't have any Kypselid cities, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually this is a Kypselid. Alright, so this one will go up in culture, sure. So let's go ahead and continue her tour of those cities. This one, family quarrel. Drama consumes the court. Cayman or Simon the Strict has run away with Audata the Gracious, leaving their families behind. Oh no, I'm in love with her. Come on, what are you doing, man? Leaving their families behind. Now his wife, oligarch Phyla the Younger, demands that we organize an expedition to pursue Audata, kill her, and return Cayman. How shall we respond? Audita the Gracious becomes a lover of Kaiman the Strict, and he becomes her lover. Leave the lovers to their affair and let them return. Oligarch Phyla, who is our governor of Sparta, will dislike us by -40, and she's only +20 right now. She will start to dislike us quite a bit. We would become gracious, however, which increases our charisma, therefore our civics, and also our warrior gets a benefit. We can say give Oligarch Phyla the Younger permission to pursue them. They become fugitives, and this will lead to a mission and towards other future events, maybe. Or we can send troops to bring them back. It costs us quite a bit of money. She will like us a lot more, and everyone else becomes fugitives as well. Well, let's give her permission to pursue them, I guess. Alright, with these guys done, I think it's about time we promote them. So let's go ahead and we can do Guard, Tough, plus 10% damage if damaged, Highlander, Heckler against Generals, but that is not really appropriate right now. Guard, plus 10% to defense strength. Let's go ahead and take a Guard. Now we have 2 upgrades on these guys. Alright, so their attack actually did not do that much damage, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and attack them again. Next up, we have a builder over here, which is still working on the mines. So now we need to have the warrior. That's what we need to do. Right, so he's going to move 3 times. And then the next unit, we're going to go ahead and move with our scout. We have another Gaul unit over here. Interesting. We are at war with them, so we kind of want to stay away from them. However, scouts are hidden when they are within trees. So we can actually kind of sneak on by, which is nice. They will not notice us. Now then, in Sparta, it's time to produce something new. We can produce a slinger. It requires -1 food and -1 rock upkeep per turn. But we are now at -2 food again and -3 iron, so I don't think we want to do that quite yet. But let's go ahead and make a settler, I suppose. Or we could invest in a miner, and that will give us +1 training, as well as science and 20 gold. That's also pretty good. But I think we want to expand quite quickly here, so we're going to go ahead and make a settler. And with that, another turn comes to an end. Now, they are working on a mine, so this problem should be fixed on the next turn, hopefully. Alright, the Thracian delegation rides into the city carrying a marriage proposal from their leaders. They suggest that Altasia the Thracian, or Ditta the Thracian, would make a good wife for you, King Leonidas the Ambitious. What will the reply be? So we could say yes, ring the bells, go and pick the day if we want to marry the other one, Ditta or Aphasia. Or we can say no, not this time, but the Thracians will like us by -20. However, if we say yes, we will lose a -1 legitimacy for being married into a tribe, which is not great. However, these are also pretty good characters, I guess. Courage 2, Discipline 2, gives us +6 training overall, +20 gold overall if we marry, what's this woman's name? Aphasia, right, that's her. And then Ditta the Thracian, +4 courage and -1 discipline, so we would lose a little bit of money, but we gain a lot of training. She's a hero and she's impulsive. And they're quite young. I'm older, but yeah, that will give us a lot of years to get more children. However, they will also become half Thracian, which some other characters will not like. So I think at this point, let's say go ahead and say no, not this time. Then, after many months in pursuit, Oligarch Phyla the Younger has followed Kaiman the Strict and his lover Audita the Gracious to a city in a distant land. She has launched a siege of the city. Wow. But its defenses hold strong. She wishes us to lend support. Wow. Retreat and abandon the cause. Argiat will not like us. Keep up the siege until they surrender. We become vigilant. Alright, access city defense, sure. and could lead to future events. Or we could say, if we were more wise, build a wooden horse and hide our troops inside. So this is basically just the siege of Troy, I guess. That's kind of crazy. She's just going after her old-ass husband. I say that, but I'm getting pretty close to that age myself. But let's go ahead and keep up the siege until they surrender. Yeah. Alright, next up we could build... Ooh, this is interesting. Game gives us growth and food, and I think that's the way to go here. Because we need more food, and more growth would be wise as well, because then we actually finish building the settler more quickly as well. So that is a good choice here. Then these guys that are going to fortify this position, and basically they will get the defensive bonus if attacked. Ooh, this is not good. Alright, so I think right now it is time to retreat these guys. Because these two units... yeah, that's not going to go well for us. They are melee, but yeah, that's too much for our weak little unit to handle. Alright, so then we're going to advance a little bit more towards the city side. And then our scout is going to go ahead and continue a little bit more towards the south. And hide again in the forest. Alright, so I have no idea if we are in the north or in the center or what, but I think this is the edge. Yeah, this is the edge of the map. So we are at the total north. Interesting. Alright, let's end this turn. Festival is almost done. Princess Aspasia is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. Alright, so our soldiers grow wary of laying siege to the impenetrable city where Achaemen the Strict and Adatha the Gracious have sought sanctuary. Morale is low and the defenders show no signs of surrendering. What are your orders? Maybe if we keep the siege up just a little longer, minus 360, ready or not, scale the walls, retreat and abandon the cause. Now we have to follow through now. No signs of surrendering. Ready or not, it is time to scale the walls. Costs us 7 orders, could lead to future events. Phew. And what is she? Governess, yes, but is she? You know, she's a diplomat. She's robust, and she's corrupt. He's a builder, vigilant, strict, and educated, and cruel. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of money, and keep going a little while longer. So our heir now needs to be taught something. So she will study philosophy, politics, tactics, or commerce. Or she will learn out in the world, and basically she becomes exploring, which means she's going all over the world at age 10, and she will get a bunch of random benefits. But I think she is going to go ahead and study philosophy, because I want to increase our science output. Let's see, the message from Adatha the Gracious is pitiable. She begs for your forgiveness and asks to be allowed to return home. Will you grant this pardon, or does your disfavor endure? Adatha is forgiven. We will get minus 3 legitimacy. And she will owe us a favor, but I don't think she can give us much. Or I shall not yield. And we got legitimacy, but she starts plotting against us. And we are in love with this woman. But she's in love with someone else, she ran away. I shall not yield, we are unforgiving. Alright, so this guy could not heal outside of our territory, but we are now within our borders again, so let's go ahead and heal this guy up. Now we can return for seconds, I guess. Alright, this guy is going to move all the way. It's not quite to the city side, so we haven't occupied it yet. So there's still some time for someone else to snatch it away from us, but I don't think that's going to happen. We have more Gauls over here. Let's go ahead and move up north, and we discover the Mesa Warrior Plain, which gives us some more legitimacy. Meanwhile, production in this town. We don't have a lot of training. We could get a miner, and that will give us a bunch of everything. And it's also the recommended thing to do. So I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and make a miner here. On top of that, it's going to expand our borders. And that's another thing. We don't use culture to expand borders like in civilization. But making citizens in different positions actually increases the size of our borders. So that's something new as well. And I guess these guys have been static for a little while now. Let's go ahead and explore a little bit more. See what's around us. Will develop into a hovel in 10 years because we are not there. It produces tribal units. Alright, so basically the tribe moves on back in if we don't keep this occupied. Oligarch Damia the Younger is likely to fly into a rage if she does not get her own way, a most spoiled person. Alright, head of the family of the Kypselids. Greek forces outside the besieged city grow warier, and violence fills the camps every night. We run the risk of a full mutiny if we do not attack soon. It is now or never, assault the city or let us be free of Kaiman district and Audita the Gracious. Now I think we still have to commit. This time it costs fewer orders, so let's go ahead and assault the city, and then we're going to find out what that gives us. Meanwhile, we still need food. Let's go ahead and make another farm. +8 food over here is nice. So, and we will get a little bit more food over here as well, so that is going to be sorted. Later though, we also need stone production. Alright, let's go ahead and explore a little bit more. That's the corner of the map. I don't think much else will be coming from this direction. These guys are going to heal up. These guys are going to occupy the city. And we're going to fortify, and that was the last order. So with that, we now claim 4 city sites. And we can take this one over here. Alright, let's go ahead and end the year once again. Let me take a sip of my drink, because I'm getting a thirsty throat. Developing culture event in Ialasis. All the most fashionable families in Ialasis have been commissioning paintings from a talented new artist. Shall the court consider new artistic projects? We need a new royal portrait painter, or commission a large public mural. Gives us +2 culture per turn and +1 happiness per year. Costs 240 bucks, or we just gain a one-time 40 culture. Now I think this overall in the long term is much more valuable. Costs some money, but we have enough. And 240 bucks, we're getting 80, so in 3 turns we will have made that money back. But extra happiness and culture over time, definitely worthwhile. Inspired by Divine Hand, Princess Aspasia embarks on an ambitious piece of public art, a wall painting to line the entrance of Sparta's central promenade. Aspasia will continue her training as she works, but the effort may take an exhausting toll. As Aspasia's patron, do you endorse this undertaking? She must remain focused on a formal education, and she becomes estranged. She doesn't like us, but she gets +40 experience, or a piece of public art will prove a worthy lesson. She becomes less disciplined, so we lose money, but she becomes an artist, which gives her charisma, and globally we get +1 civics. So basically civics or money. Money is easier to get than civics, I think. So let's go ahead and allow her this thing. And meanwhile, we have another marriage offer. A delegation has arrived from the Thracians offering the hand of Hegesipoli? Holy crap, I'm normally not that bad with names, but this is crazy. Hegesipoli, the Thracian, to strengthen the bonds between your people. However, upon hearing of the offer, the Argiads exclaimed that it would be a disgrace for the leader of Greece to marry a Thracian over one of their own. They offer Besieged the Younger as an alternative suitor and ask that you marry into their family instead. Yeah, I want to keep my families happier overall more than the Thracians. -2 wisdom though is really not great. Charisma is nice, however, and discipline kind of sucks, so she's not that great. She's an orator, so she could govern as a governor or an ambassador, but we don't have access to those yet. Let's go ahead and get a wife from the Argiad family, I guess. At last, our soldiers have breached the walls of the city. Kaiman district and Audita the Gracious are somewhere inside. Well, killed, cause of death. She's dead. Right. No, he's no longer a fugitive, and she is dead. Let them sack and raise the city. We get 180 stone and 360 gold. Take the city, but spare the civilians. We will get +1 discipline and +2 citizen in analysis. That's really nice. And bring Kaiman district back home to our Argiad family. In their opinion, would get better by +80. Now let's have a quick little look. They already like us quite a lot. -20 from the discontent, -14 years without an Argiad leader, missing luxuries, wine and dyes, -10 from citizens, Head oligarch the father the younger, who likes us and is a governor. I think I will take the citizens analysis. I think that's good. Alright, now we are positive in all of these things. The hanging gardens could be made here. Interesting. 400 stone and 200 wood. Well, we don't have that. But if we were to build this, we would get plus 2.4 growth and plus 4 culture per year. Plus 2 victory points is really the good thing, as well as plus 20% growth in all the cities. It's a wonder of the world. We could build this anywhere. But it's urban. Interesting. Now we would need a ton more stuff. We need 400 stone and 200 wood. We can buy it. We do have money. Let's see, we would need 400. We need to spend 447 to buy 100 stone. And we need 400. So there's no way we can afford that. So that is not happening right now. But let's go ahead and make a quarry over here, because we do need to increase our stone production. Let's go ahead and explore over this direction a little bit, and then we're going to go back to occupying the city sites. These guys are finished. Let's go ahead and move over here. These guys are healing up as well, however, sadly. And now we are sitting ducks, so maybe that was not the smartest of choices. Alright, and we have another ancient site. Sealed within a musty tomb, surrounded by strange signs and sigils, our scouts discover an ancient but surprisingly well-preserved scroll. Thinking this unsettling, they bring it to you for judgment. While the writing is in an unknown language, it is oddly simple. It feels as if you could quickly learn it if you devoted some time to the task. If we could study the scroll to learn its secrets, we would become a scholar and no longer a hero. Yeah, we would have more science, but nah. Find someone to decipher the text. We would get a new courtier, the scholar. And something isn't right, destroy it. More legitimacy. Let's go ahead and get more legitimacy. Meanwhile, I was just thinking we should probably tutor our heir, and we haven't done so yet. And we cannot do it right now because we are out of order. So we're going to go ahead and end this year, but then we're going to have a look. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Alright, we discovered administration. We are going to move over here and heal these guys up. We need better warriors than what we have right now. Our daughter. Let's see, tutor a child as a courtier. He is... Alright, so we have a couple of options here. He has a job. Nicias is available. He doesn't like us that much, but we basically, in 3 years' time, we have 15% chance to improve wisdom, charisma or courage, and 25% chance to improve discipline, and 30% chance of a tutor event. This guy is not much better. Yeah, courage and discipline. I guess this is fine. Let's go ahead with Nicias, who for some reason doesn't like us that much. Why, though? We are different. Builder versus hero. That's all. Okay. Sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and explore a little bit more. We have more Gauls over there. Alright, so, and now we need to choose research. So what is next? Divination. Shrines. Yeah, I think we definitely want to go for shrines because they allow us to get more culture. We can spread Greek paganism, so we can kind of start our religion. Greek paganism opinion will increase by +2, but it doesn't exist yet, so that doesn't really do much for us. Military drill would be really good as well, but takes a long time. Allows us to build barracks, which are really important. 39 years for architecture or polis as well. Asked to join war with other nations, we can build walls or hamlets. Now I think divination is definitely the way to go here. And then let's go ahead and end this year. 3 more years until we get the settler. Oh man, okay, risque. Look at this little piece of art. I want to be in this party, man. Holy crap. That's our heir. Princess Aspasia, age 14, has slowly become more bold in her artistic expression. Each recent piece is more transgressive than the last, and the royal court looks to your reaction in order to follow suit. Praise the art or condemn the arts. Praise the arts, we would lose -2 legitimacy, because we anger traditionalists. But she becomes influenced by us, she will like us more. Or we can condemn the arts and she becomes disappointed with us, losing -80 opinion. Now, I love this art, man. Praising it. We're losing a little bit of legitimacy, but that's worth it. Alright, so we fixed our food, our iron and stone is being worked on as well. Let's go ahead and make, in this city, an Odeon. It requires -2 stone upkeep per year, but it's going to increase culture. So let's go ahead and make that. So this guy is going to heal up. Let's go ahead and move the scout over here, because we can kind of explore this area. And this is again the edge of the map, where we might find a city site over in this direction, I guess. Yeah, alright. And then a miner in 1 year is finished, settler in 2 more. Duke Leonatus is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. Alright. Paideia. At the heart of any Greek child's education is the concept of paideia, the education of the child in the laws, social matters and morality to become an ideal member of society. In striving for this ideal state, the best is encouraged and sought in all aspects of life, the arts, the body and the mind. Aspasia seeks your wisdom on how to improve herself. What advice shall you give? Know thyself, nothing in excess, or the good is hard to do. Now I think we want to go for research improvements. We get a little bit from Princess Aspasia already. We're losing a bit because of Queen Consort Besieged, sadly. And we are thriving, so we get +9 from that. That's interesting. I'm not sure where that comes from, but they're all happy. Let's go with know thyself. Time passes quickly. Duke Leonatus is growing up fast and eager to learn. So he is going to go ahead and study tactics, because we do want to keep our war on. And then we could go with an Odeon over here, because we will lose -2 here, -2 here, so we are still at +7 if we do that, but the culture is really good. So let's go ahead and invest in that. This guy is all healed up. I guess for now he's going to become a sentry. And let's go ahead and we cannot move past this. Alright, so we're going to go back in this direction. I guess we have to go around a little bit. And Alice, let's go ahead and make a warrior, because we need more warriors. Gives us a little bit more flexibility in what territories we can attack and control. Nicias has tutored Princess Aspasia, improving her courage. Perfect. Green of Fun. Queen Consort Besieged is a cultivator who can grow anything. Ooh, farms and grows +50% outputs. And as leader, all cities, farms and grows +20% outputs. Nice. A position in your personal honor guard has become available. Rival candidates from the Argyat and Kipsalit families have both come forward to petition for the opening. Which shall we choose? Oh, basically one or the other is going to get upset. We should continue our search. Both won't like it, but in this case, the Argyats are quite happy with us, the Kipsalits are not, so let's go ahead and choose the Kipsalit champion here. And then our settler is going to go and move forth. Ooh, we could harvest this for extra gold. Well, I don't really think that's worth it. I think, in this case, I want to get a city up quickly, so let's go ahead and spend some training to force march this settler. And then we can reach this area over here, and we only have the 1 turn left, but it is a little bit further along. So on the next turn we will be able to settle the next city, which is great. A theater could be made here, interesting. It's recommended. I don't think we can make those yet. Oh, there's a theater that we can make over there, actually, so apparently we can. What is important here? We need to save the forest. The necropolis could be built over there. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and move him onto the hills here, and then we could maybe make a mine here, because we do need more mines for our ambition as well. Then in Sparta, what are we going to be making? We cannot afford any of these. I want to increase our iron rate production. So we should probably go ahead and get a miner. If we build it... I guess here, yeah, we'll get +1 training, +1 science, and 40 gold, which would be increased as well. But we do not get any additional iron. From here we will get +1, oh, both of those, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead with this one. Takes 5 turns, so it takes a really long time. Unfortunately, that's just because we don't have a lot of civics right now, so that is something we need to work on. Alright, developing culture in Sparta. Now that Sparta thrives, its elders wish to do more for the poor. A proposal for welfare provisions in Sparta reaches the court and debate begins. Imposing a grant of money for the hungry would reduce the state's funds, but it would set a powerful precedent. We will be seen as the protector of the people. Establish a grain dole in Sparta. So plus 20% upkeep, but +2 happiness a year. Use the money to influence key nobility, -2 legitimacies. All families will be happier. We lose 60. Or +1 happiness level in Sparta. So if we open them up, their happiness level. Discontent is very high. Where can we see their happiness level actually? I guess it's tied to this, right? Now I think we're going to spend some money, or actually, yeah, lose some money over and get a grain dole and make 2 happiness per turn, which is great. Ooh, the Call of Thanatos. You are still a young man in body and mind. A little slower than a decade ago, perhaps, but you're still confident you'll defeat any of today's Agoj students in one-on-one combat. You should have many more years and victories ahead of you, yet you know with absolute certainty that Thanatos is calling for you, and it is time to get your affairs in order, as these are your last days in a mortal world. There is no bargaining with the gods, nor would you wish to. The only unease you feel is the knowledge that Princess Aspasia is still too young to be queen, and so her ascension to the throne may cause a crisis. But you know that your people are the most resilient ones on earth and will persevere. I am ready to cross the Styx. We become doomed. It is said that Atropos, the oldest of the fates, is responsible for deciding how to end the thread of one's life. To be visited by Atropos would mean you are doomed. So basically we are going to die very, very, very soon. Foreign fighters. After much consideration, military advisor Governor Leotychides, the shield bearer, proposes incorporating fighters from conquered nations into our army. He believes this action would swell our ranks considerably. While the idea shows promise, our noble families may not approve. This would set a dangerous precedent. Well, we're going to die super soon. We do not have tolerance, so we cannot do this one. So I think we're going to say it's a dangerous precedent, because if he doesn't like us that much, well, we're dead soon anyway. We get more legitimacy, which is good, and family opinion gets better by quite a few years as well. Now, finally, it is time to take or choose our third family. So we could do the Alcmaeonids or the Seleucids, and this is good for civics. Also, unused civics go into the global stockpile, which can be used to enact laws, establish policies, and blah blah blah. You can stockpile a maximum of 2,000 civics with access converted into science. Sure, but I think what I want to do is I want to invest in science, and so we're going to go with the Alcmaeonids. We discover rhetoric, which unlocks a forum, the Acropolis, and a bunch of other things. All right, cool. Next, we have a worker, and he's going to go ahead and make a mine. Because, yeah, as soon as we die, we are going to have our heir take over, and then we are going to have some years left to finish our ambition. But not a whole lot, probably like 20. So the more we can do now while we're still alive, the better it will be for us. Alright, with production here now in the city, I think we're going to go ahead and do council for 1 year. As for a governor, we have 6 orders left, so we can pick one. Pathfinder. Camps and nets plus 50% output. So that doesn't really benefit us. Hipparchia of Apollonia. Yeah, we're definitely not going to send Nicias. We're going to take Hipparchia of Apollonia. Age 22. Alright, let's go ahead and choose her. And I think then with what we have left, we're going to send this guy over here, and this guy is going to go towards the front on the east. No, the west, sorry. And this guy can take over the less important area where no enemies are going to be coming from anymore. Alright, let's end this turn. Babylonia has begun construction of the Hanging Gardens. King Leonidas has died in the field. Scared to take any risk or even make mistakes, Governor Hipparchia of Apollonia, the one that we just appointed, has become timid. And with that, we lose -2 training. That sucks. Alright, so an old ambition, Control 6 Mines, is now a legacy. You will have 20 years to complete it. Right. It's the end of an era. Bells ring. Mourners fill the streets. King Leonidas the Ambitious has died. It is the end of an era, and all of Greece pauses to honor the contributions of our fallen ruler. The reign of Queen Aspasia the New has begun. Long live Queen Aspasia the New. And I guess we became of age just in time. So that we don't need someone else to take over our rule for us until we become of age. So that's nice. Alright, so Prince Leonatus takes to tactics training with an unbridled enthusiasm, especially combat drills where he bests his opponents every time. Clearly, the instructors are the best in Greece. We may wish to consider promoting some of them. Alright, so he will continue to benefit from the wisdom, become tough, heckler or swift, or extend invitation to the teacher to join us in court. Now, we're going to go ahead and pick the top one. Now that Queen Aspasia the New has completed her study of philosophy, how shall she contribute to the court? What rule best suits Aspasia? We can become a builder or a scholar. Now, we've been going with scholar, so we're going to go ahead and pick that one. We're going to keep moving these guys around. And finally, we have an heir, which is our brother, age 13. We're going to go ahead and tutor him. Nicias again is going to do that. Now we are a new character, so his old opinion has changed because we are a new character, right? So that brings new abilities with it. So we're going to spend 200 bucks and 2 orders to tutor our brother, and hopefully he's going to become even better at what he does. Then we're going to go ahead. We have barbarians here, perfect. And I say perfect because we can attack them without any cause for concern. And as well as these barbarians over here, means that we will be able to take 6 cities without getting into any kinds of conflict with bigger tribes, because these two stand on their own. Now, we're going to start building something over here. We have a warrior, we don't really need another one. I guess we're going to go ahead and make a worker, because we definitely do want to improve some of these tiles around the city. And then we're going to go ahead and end this turn. We're getting attacked here. We discovered divination, sorry. Zoroastrianism was founded in Carthago Nova, which we haven't found yet. Prince Leonatus has taken a page from the book of his military instructors and has become a heckler. Hecklers get bonus damage against generals. Seeking adumbration. So, you ever gambled with a priestess? Queen Dowager Besieged asks over her 3rd wine cup. I mean, they are supposed to see the omens and future and all that, yeah? So how come they're never rolling the bones? She pauses for a long, contemplative look in her drink. But we don't have to wonder. You're the goddamned queen. We go find one right now, bring out the dice and see what they got, eh? That's a fantastic idea, and we would gamble. Alright. And what does that do for us? Could get some money, maybe. That's a terrible idea. She's only 30, she's going to be around for a long time. She can become disappointed with us. Now we can acquire bone dice, which allows us to gamble, I guess. Terrible idea. Right, the translation is so close, on the tip of your tongue, but once again it slips out of your grasp. The treatise you are studying uses a strange and archaic form of the Greek language, morphed by its use by an offshoot culture with their specific lilt and turns of phrase. It is a text on the lessons of a long-past queen, and you can't help but feel that there is some wisdom contained in the words. Is there anything I can help with, my queen? You look up to see Oligarch Dedamia the Younger, who is the head of the Kipslet family, standing above you with an easy smile. Of course you would know. After taking a look, she offers a rough translation. It is a passage on how the queen gathered all under one. What could it mean? Our city should be connected to act as one. Starts the ambition control 3 connected cities. We must gather our administration under one roof and rule. Enact centralization, or maybe it wasn't so wise after all. I think we're going to go ahead and pick our cities should be connected to act as one. Basically this gives us another ambition. Gives us 40 culture in Sparta, but cities that are connected are happier anyway. So that is something we will want to do as soon as possible. So we're going to go ahead and pick that one. And also cities by sea are already connected. So this one is connected to its capital. That is interesting. I guess because we own a bit of the sea here and they own the sea here. But this one is not. We need to build a road. So basically we need to spend some stone, 10 stone per piece of road. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess 50 stone, which we do have to build roads. And then we will complete our ambition. And also the mines are still under construction. So that is also going to become active, I guess. Pretty soon. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move around just a little bit more, and we have another ancient ruin. Now, as for research, ambassadors would be good to have. Centralization. Oh man, if we had picked that one, this would have been so close as well. Convert to state religion, the High Senate, Bath, philosophy and engineering, stone boost. Now we're going to go ahead and pick aristocracy for sure. Alright, meanwhile we have our warrior over here. Let's go ahead and promote them. This is a lot of open area. I guess ranger would... no, shield bearer would be good to max protection from archers and stuff like that. Out in the open with no protection from trees, I think that would definitely be a smart choice. Right. With mild fever and runny nose, Nikias is rather ill, and Leotychides the shield bearer has also fallen ill. Okay, that's not a big problem. Ooh, the Shrine of Athena, +1 science per year, that would be really good, but we also would want another mine. And we have 18 years to get a mine up and running. We are getting one over here, so let's go ahead and actually build this one as well, and then we are sure that we will complete this ambition. Because like I said, if we complete 10 ambitions, we basically are able to win the game, which is really important. So we're going to go ahead and put a sentry on this one, and then our scout is going to go ahead and move over the ancient ruins. A chosen child. In the ruins of a decaying, rune-carved temple, your scouts discover a dying priestess and a young child. With her final words, she entreats the scouts to bring you the child, saying he is destined to change the world. Now we can adopt the child as our own. We will lose -2 legitimacy. We become pious as a governor of city of state religion. We will get +2 happiness and +5% culture per turn. +5% chance to state religion spread chance for world religions, and so on and so on. The Gauls will like us less because she is wanton. Alright. And we could anger characters who are bypassed, which basically means our brother would become angry with us, I guess. We can say I have no interest in mysterious children, and we have 5% chance to become doomed next year. Let's roll the dice on that one. And that reminds me, we should probably have a husband because we don't have one. So let's go ahead and find a family marriage with the Alcheminids, because they are also leading towards science and stuff. So let's go ahead and make them happy. Alright, and with that we are done with another turn. And man, this music is amazing. Just listen to that. This game has music much better than like an indie game should have. Now I don't think they recorded it themselves. I think, well, we have the music player, and right now it's playing Priturice Planinata, a Bulgarian state television female choir. Oh man, yeah, this definitely doesn't, it's not original to the game. But it's great stuff anyway. Really, really good music. Alright, Nikias has tutored Prince Leonatus, improving his wisdom. Perfect, more science for us. We are up to plus 25, where we were at plus 10 before. Phila the Younger, governor of Sparta, has fallen ill. Nikias is feeling much better now, and also Leotychides is feeling better now. A new marriage proposal from the Alcheminids has arrived for you, Queen Aspasia the New. What is your answer? So let's see. This guy is super old. Wisdom -2. What the hell? No, not this time. Oligarch Neoptolemus of Apollonia. Governor or Chancellor, he's basically a judge, he's a pathfinder. Superstitious though, we will lose some science. I'm not happy with that. He's slothful, foolish. None of these options are good. No, not this time. Let's go ahead and try one more time. Maybe. No, we don't want any of the courtiers. We don't want to marry the Thracians. The Kypselids maybe. Let's give this one more try with that family. Let's see, the mongrel. One day on the training grounds, Prince Leonatus notices a lame mongrel begging for scraps. He takes the creature into his care and nurses him back to health. From that point forward, the creature never leaves Leonatus' side. The dog possesses a complete devotion to Leonatus, who turns to you for guidance on how best to raise the pup. What training do you suggest? Let's see, he should treat the dog with affection and gentleness, and he becomes compassionate. Sorry. Oh, come on. +1 charisma, +1 discipline. That's nice. You should use a strict system of rewards and punishments, and he becomes strict, which means as governor, new infantry units get 100 XP, new infantry units in all cities as a leader get +50. We should beat and torment the creature for loyalty. +10 training. Nah, man, I'm not about beating dogs. They should... Yeah, we can become compassionate. I think that's good. Yeah, I love treating dogs well, right? So, alright, the Shrine of Hades. I think we should definitely invest in more religious stuff as well. So let's go ahead and make the Shrine of Hades. Now we have a warrior who can move up. So let's go ahead, move that warrior up. Let's go for the attack. Now we don't have a general anymore, unfortunately, and we cannot add one because we just attacked, and then we cannot add a general. Another warrior has finished, so let's go ahead and move him up. And this guy is going to go explore a little bit more, and then in Sparta it's time to produce a new thing. So we do still need a settler. What about in this one? 10 years to make a settler. 9 in the other one, but it would take more than one. Let's go ahead and make a settler in this one. And in Sparta, let's do the trapper. And that also gives us access to the silver on this tile. Of course, we will get extra growth and food once it's finished, when we make this specialist. And with that, I think it's about time we put an end to this video, because we've been playing for quite some time now. So thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.